No, you should be hearing to me. Okay, so I was saying that color on the background is that not favoring me. Like I look bad. But anyways, we are not here to talk about how good or bad do I look on the background. I just say that probably need to put a green screen here. Like I think that I can. I will need to buy one of those mm, flexi ones and just to put it under here, here to here. This can we can mask it later. So yeah, that seems possible. So what we're going to do today is like until last week I streamed. Yeah, last week I streamed. I streamed the starting. Where's my mouse? I don't wanna leave this by accident. There you go. So I think that I was just last week we streamed. It was previous week that we streamed. Notices for all of you. Finishing the render finally. Like render is finally done, which is amazing. I'm gonna be honest. It's amazing that we have finished that. Because now I can go to the next part on that scene that is just compositing and to fix it in comp. Or make it look better in comp. Because I think that while it looks good, it can be better. So today what we're gonna do is to paint uh, our characters or to find a way to paint it, right? I have one way to do it that is going to still be good, but it's going to be needed more into the position that we're doing. And you can see right now when the camera pull up. Where am I going? Like, I don't know why it's pointing on this side over here. Like, what is detecting here? It should be focusing on me. So I don't know if I move it, it's going to work. So I'm just letting it go all the time. Like, why you don't point here? Or I don't know. It's just crazy thing. But I don't want to buy a camera soon. So here we have the scene, right? You can see, well, this is not the scene blender. This is the scene on Krita. So this is the thumbnails. Here is everything. Okay. I don't know why I have that one there. Okay, so we can do. So this is the colors that I'm gonna be using, right? This is the brush that I use to create this concept. I wanna create this idea of brush strokes on the objects, but still having that alpha texture on them. So we need to consider that while we create the material, the textures. So if we use this brush, we can see how it is generating different brush stroke sizes. So it only if I just tap, it just creates that. And I think that is just the color that I have there. But if I start moving like this, it generates some shift on the hue a little bit. And there are the strokes that are changing. So I think that we, in the worst case, we can create this a texture and tileable texture and work with that. But I don't want that. So let me see. Here. Remove to tag. No. How do you change the color? Because we have these two options here. This is not. It's probably this one. No. I'm gonna open here. I have the stream supposed to be running on the background. To see that everything is okay. Gonna see Krita brush options. So where do I customize that? Or where can I see what things do they have? Is there? No, that is not. You hold the brush still while they are still pressing down. This is just options. How do I open the brochure? The brushes. The brushes options. Because that is going to tell us what is the thing that is doing this. Right? I hold this. There's just a color options. No. It here? Yeah, is it here? I think so. Gather. Okay, so we should see something general. Yeah, it's this thing. Okay, so now we are having this, which is just this simple texture, right? Like this. If we are able to export this image, we should be able to get the thing that we want, right? But I feel that we need to work a lot if we use this as a high level texture. So I don't gonna use that. So we can see that the so looking at this, we have, for example, this one. This is just to create like patterns and like symmetry, so that's not important. Rotation. So let's see. This has rotation affecting, and it's by the angle. So basically, if we paint this way, it paints this way, and if we paint from left to right, opposite side, if we paint from right to left, it's going to be facing this way. Like you can see, I don't know if you can see how the green changes as I am moving. So it's always like these flashy points are always moving forward, while the more flat surface is always on the back. That is what it's doing, this rotation. So then we have the lightest ring. So that is not added on our. So this is more to create like brush grass texture according to this example. The scatter I probably think that we have. So we need to recreate this on Blender. So let me crowd down right down here the book that is being recorded, everything so far. Just open it in a page that we need to use. Let me grab my pen. I don't have another pen over there. Extra. Doesn't seem to be. We pull this from here without a plan. Then what we can see is that probably we need to see all of this. And let me look at on the page. So size. Size, what it does is the curve that it follows as its effect as is your drawing. So this can be helping for perspective and all of that. So basically you have like thicker brush strokes, like closer that you are to your perspective grid. So if we look at this, what it's doing is using the pressure to make the size, which we can test here. Can I just using this? Yeah, so if I press slow, you can see that the size is small. If I press bigger, the strong the size it is. So now let's go to that. But now let's first write everything that we need to do on Krita. Like what we're going to do today is to create a texture. That is the point of the stream. So we need to say that we have brush settings on Krita, right? So we have size that is related to pressure. That's the first thing. And we have this fuzzy dab, which I don't know what it does. I think that all of these have the same thing. So fuzzy dab think that that's fuzzy. No. Okay, so here rotation fuzzy is also very common. It say that it keeps randomness. But we have it here as a linear thing. The pressure too is linear. So pressure linear. Let's get fuzzy. Let's say that it's random and it's going to be also linear parameter. We have the ratio, which is log. The ratio is not enabled on the pen settings. But what the ratio means? Ratio is allows you to change. This is what it says the Krita page. Allows you to change the ratio of the brush and bind it to parameters. This also works for predefined brushes. Doesn't tell me anything, bro. And like by the pictures, I don't even. Like, what do you supposed to do? I have no clue about what it's doing that. Allows to change the ratio, blah 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 blah. That doesn't make sense, honestly. The ratio of the blue. Like, what do you refer? Like, how gross it is one over the other? Isotropic spacing, like it's probably related to spacing. What we have here is isotropic spacing. But let's see what other. We don't have a spacing, which is weird considering how this is going. You see? But okay, let's go rotation. So let's see that rotation is according to the drawing angle. And here is more that based on our texture, that is the green one on the here on the screen, we have like this. Spiky ones are always pointing forwards. And it's again linear, so nothing complicated about other. Okay, probably this is the one that does what we imagine to be done. To the random placing of a brush dab. So, like this is just like I am just moving here, and you can see that it's not painting exactly where the back of the brush is. It's just a little more like change. So if I am just lowering pressure, like it's almost in the same place that the brush is, right? If I start pressing harder, it is more scattering. So we can add the scatter, and this is just related to the pressure. So this means that the less pressure, it is equals to less scatter, and the more pressure is equals to the more scattering, right? So the less pressure we have, the closer it's going to be to our guide position. Which, let me see if you can see. Yeah, you can see this green over here. So I'm gonna place this down here. We can just example here. So the more, this is max pressure because it's mouse. You can see how every stroke that appears, it is not on the place that it should be. Now look what happens when I just slightly, like it is more close to the point, and as harder as I put the pressure on, the more it departs from it. So then we have the hue, and this is just a little change. So why is not appearing hue here? So the hue, we have a 24 degrees change of hue, which is the color. We know the hue is the color. So let's say that is 24 degrees on variation, which it seems properly since it's just, like if we do this, we can see how it's changing here, here, here. So it's only in this angle, which it seems only possible. We see that fuzzy. Yeah, if we consider that fuzzy tap, yeah, so it basically is just doing every time that we do this, it's changing every time that we move. It's considering as a dab on the program, so value is how dark the color is, so it's not appearing here. So let me see here, because here we have a 6 to negative 24. So it's changing more. I don't know how it's read on the programs, but let's say that it is just this. So there is like around 30 degrees variation. It's more towards the negative than the positive, but it's probably not gonna change a lot. So we have negative 5 and 0. So this is according to pressure, which I don't see how it affects that, right? Oh wait, yeah, if I have low pressure, you can see how it's making this here super low value, and if I press higher, we can this chance to get more variation. So we are use the value. Let's say that is just like a 5% darker or lighter. Either way. So pattern, let's check. The pattern uses active pattern, but alignment is different per stroke. This is interesting because, oh, probably for the texture that is creating. Huh, I don't know. Probably we can use this as a base texture or like for combining the stuff. Like we'll see how we do that. Because there are times that I don't know. Probably it's when the brush stroke is, yeah, when the brush stroke is lighter, you can see that pattern here. So we can use the alpha. Okay. That is just question like this is one that I am open tiling, because it's a pattern and it's supposed to be repeatable. Brush strokes are not repeatable. Strength, okay. Strength is proportional to the pressure. And then we have brush tip. Brush tip, which is this one. So let me see what does brush. What do you tell me about this? Brush tips are basically, yeah, it's just basically the base mask that we're using for this. And rotation, we already. So we need to recreate these effects on Blender, but I think that's something that I should have done. Open this again and seek the pattern. So the pattern is supposed to be. Can I see this? Nope. Oh, where do I see you? Um, so we are using this. You say that you are on the resource folder. So let me open Explorer window. Then just look for that on the program files. Program files, not by 86, but normal. We have Krita. Oops, I changed it. Resource folder, so bin, library. Okay, let me just know that I am on Krita folder. Right here, search for canvas.png. So we have it here. Properties. So where you locate this is on your drive that you installed, program files, Krita, then you go to share Krita patterns. I'm gonna copy this into my projects file. We have some things like that, like textures. Yes, no, so let me just create a new folder on my project file. It's going to be like textures. Then I copy this. I have this rough canvas. So now what we can do is I can turtle one. So let's go to shading material so we can have the path. So of course this is using the shading of the previous project, but I don't import the textures. So I'm going to erase these ones, this one. So I'm gonna erase all of this. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drag and drop here. So here we have this pattern. Looking out of concept, here we got big things, right? So what I'm gonna do is Control T to add the UV. I'm not gonna use UVs on this one. I'm gonna use generated. Nope. Normal UVs. Nope. Object UVs. Camera UV is probably useful. Yeah, because then this is projected relative to the camera. That is okay. We have that as a starter point. We have our base canvas done. Now we need to look for a raw strip. This is on resources bundle. Know if I can find that. So let me see. I usually use asterisk so we can seek for everything. So how it was written? Resources.bundle. Krita 4, right? Krita 4. So I'm gonna look for this location. So I'm gonna select the properties. Then I'm gonna copy the whole texture. Brushes. So this is where we have a problem. Let me see if we can see on YouTube or Krita brush PNG, for example. Probably what we can do is to go black and white. Black. Let's create a new texture sample. Let's do it 1K. Why not? Yeah, probably we hit this black. Then we orientated this. Just that. Okay, that doesn't work. I'm using the mouse just to have the best. I think that we need the gray color. And let's open this YouTube thing. I don't know if you're gonna hear it. Apparently you have it drop. or Krita brush. Touch that one. It's putting me another video. That's not the one that I wanna see. Hold on. For Krita brush. Like that. Let's see what do we wanna do. I know this is just like format painting. What is this thing? $5 this blender create a connector, but what you do? Hmm. Hmm. Have a GitHub link. Inks blender textures with Krita fonts. I know that we can do that, but custom brush from Blender to Krita. Let me use this because I think that it has the headphones that I was using last time. It's not fucking like Microsoft is always like, why nobody uses for search engine? That's why. Because it's trash. I'm just using it because it's the one that I have. It's not the one that I use normally, so. Board brush from Krita Blender.
You're going to make custom.
Okay, so it's black over black, but we need that. Go to part 2. Okay, that's just how to set up the texture, not useful at all. Okay, it's not going to be. This was something that I never use, and let's use Copilot. Hopefully, it is useful. Go to export and 16 redefine brush from Krita to Blender. You know, just so it knows that this is just something that already exists. No, I asked him about sizes, about planes, to see if which actually didn't add on 3D, which I like. Manage resources, open resources. Is that the support Krita was fine, so you can use a program, make it texture. Okay, so it is just a path format that we cannot use. So that's what we needed to here. So start by painting this black. Now change to white. Change to this and I'm going to do let's have this. Why not? But I think that is just perfect. So I'm gonna just put it here, paint a little bit like this. Yeah, like that. We have been an hour on this because this shut up. I'm gonna have this texture here like this. But part of me does not like how it looks. I'm gonna use it more grayish. Yeah, that looks better. So Control E, export. Go here to this one. Escalate brush. Impasto. Okay. Now that we have that, we do is here we need to have the which ones do you want? So what size are you supposed to be? Because it's not anymore. Can I use that to paint? Okay, so I can look at the normals actually because I wanna have the same thing. So where is the well assets brushes here, not here. We wanna go turtle normals. Okay, let me create a new folder. So call it textures. Textures. Call this textures old. Let's create another one and let's call this FBX. So we have the FBX exports here. So the texture, so the body is, it's not telling me. This is 1K, the shell. The body is probably the same. Yeah, 1K too. 1K, 124, 1.24. So we can just do this, new. Put it on alpha 0, so we can have alpha. Base color. Turtle. Body. Base color. 124 by 124. Done. We have our texture here. We can look for this. Well, wow, I don't know how to write apparently. And then let's use this. I think that this color to go by multiply it should be to a mix factor B in this one. No, actually we want this to be the base, the canvas, right? This one we want to be ruled by the UVs. The bigger the factor it is, this should be ruled by the alpha, inverse alpha. We have 1 minus. I need to do a math. Subtract 1 minus this. So we should get the inverse of this. So now, no, I want that when alpha what do I want here? Like if alpha is 0, I wanna use alpha on alpha, right? So it is invisible, that sign. Obviously for now we're not gonna use that. When I have a texture, I can delete this in a second. I have an alpha here. And I want math use multiply. Let me use, like, for example, strength of 0.5. Wait, if I plug this here, of course it's gonna work. So I want it according to the alpha driving this. Yeah. So let's do this. This is our texture. Can I erase something? I don't think so. So we want this setup. Okay. For now, let's unplug the alpha here. And let's unplug this one. So let's save this for now. Right now, we want to see this one. Okay. Yeah, we don't want to see the whole material, we want to see that. So what do we do? Okay, so what do we do is let's go to texture painting. So let's go and shoot. I think that probably this one is the better option. Just noticing that turtle, let's call it turtle shell. this pasta. Here we got the see textures, Russian pasta. Texture paint. Right now it's doing this, which is not what we want. Now, let's see here on tools. So we need to check our list, right? We need to change the size according to the pressure, which we use like this. I don't know if we can customize size. Let's do radio pressure blender. Brush settings. Oop. Brush settings on blender. Let's remove copilot because I stressed it didn't help us. I found that just to put it on my laptop. So we want radius, right? High pressure. Mm. Size pressure. Think what it says about using the tablet. So I think that the pressure is working. As it should be working. Yeah, pressure is working properly. So what is texture mask? The brush settings. Let's get it a new one. Let's call it impasto. Use unified radius. The rest is shaded across brushes. Why not? Strength. How much strength this adds? If I put 100 strength and I paint slightly. No, that is not what it's doing, Krita. Like if I increase the paint slightly, it's creating a very dim texture. So we need a 50%. Probably I am open to say that at 0.25%. Let's keep it on 0.5 because that is easier to get like better color. Okay, so as far as I don't save this, it's going to be okay. So let's just blend on mix. Brush settings, brush pressure, color picker, blah blah. Can I color picker from another? We can just probably should do this, not this. The color picker this and specific color. Copy the X code since that is easier to paste. Oh, that's our base code. Yes, we can change it. The way its color has. No rapaz. Advanced. Effect alpha. When it's disabled, it locks. Okay, so this is just like just at this color, so we have it saved here. Accumulate. Okay, so do this accumulates. Yeah, I don't think so that is accumulating, right? I think that is only just painting above it, but it's not accumulating. Because if it was accumulating, it would be like that. And like it seems that no matter how dim I painted, like you can see how even I'm using the same pressure here, like eventually it just um, painted that way. So we don't accumulate it. Advanced from faces only. I don't see that thing here. So that means that I can paint down there. Front. It doesn't have that anymore. So. Stroke settings. Okay, so we have then the next ones. So we have the color bouncer. So let's go to texture. It's not appearing here. I need to click on the specific one that it says see on the texture because it wasn't working for me. Well, it's just the blender that we are using. What blender are we using? 4.2. So the LTS version. So texture and texture max. In painting mode, the texture is used as a source, a color source. While for sculpting, is used to determine the strength of the brush. Any image of texture or procedural texture can be assigned in the texture and texture mask panels. Textures can be further edited in the properties editor. So the texture is applied to the brush stroke. Don't get the difference. Recommend to load unneeded images ahead of time. Mapping and mask mapping. So is this thing. Okay, so this one we want so let's say that we use this in past. This is style, which we don't want. View plane. And that actually even what we want. We just want, oh jeez. That's why you should have that separated too. But you usually have for this impasto cancel. Oh, it's because no, it doesn't matter, does it? Just transparent color gray here. Textures. Open. Okay, so now at least we are having that proper. No matter how I paint, it's painting the same way. That's what we want. So do we want that? We want random. Random seems to be the way that that's working more like the original paint. 3D. What is 3D? Let's read this. So area plane, the brush projects to a surface normal. View plane is enabled. View plane can be useful. Area plane is not going to be useful. Probably area plane is better than. Oh, we don't have area plane here anymore. View plane. Okay, we have probably this one. Darkener like this. Just again open it. Here's pasta. Random. Pick a random texture coordinate to sample from each step of the stroke. That seems useful. I think that we use view plane. Because I think that these settings are going to be useful. Pressure masking only available for the texture mask. Allows to clip the mask on. Where do I see that? Pressure masking. Should be appearing here, isn't it? If I have it, it should be appearing here, which is not. Okay, it's appearing here. But it's at this one texture mask. So what if I remove this texture here and I just leave it here? So no, texture mask is not needed. Um, hmm. Enable the current beyond. Angle. This is the rotation of the angle of the texture brush. Can be changed. So do you tell me that I will need to do this manually and it cannot be driven by notice any difference with this and this off. I'm gonna just not use it. What do you do, Rake? Rake is texture angle follows the direction of the brush stroke. Oh, so that's what we want to, right? I think so, but this is still very close to each other. Yeah, this is working now with the rake, so that's good. So random angle random is initial step available. Not available with 3 detail or stance map. Okay, so random angle, so we don't want those big angles, so I'm gonna just put it on what we say. That the random angle should be in a 30 degrees variation. Yeah, that seems better. Okay, we're going there. Save this, offset. Texture man, okay. Nice. Probably we need random. What the problem with the random? Is it a problem actually? It doesn't seem to be that big of a problem. It actually seems to be better. That was basically what we need. Seems to be what we need to have. Let's go to the next. Yes. Close the thing. Do you do this close it now? Texture done. Stroke. Stroke on the 4.2 LTS. The stroke settings the behavior of the plan. Stroke method and E. Dots, airbrush. So let's see how it works on Krita. So we do this, and it's pretty indifferent. Every time that we click and drag, it applies like 5 textures. So taking that into consideration, dots apply paint on the edge mouse move steps. So I think that is what we have right now. Now we have space, so if we try dots, hmm. That seems to be a good way. So if we use a space, it does not apply until we move. Let's see the difference. Dots only paint on each mouse move step. Drag dot is only dips one up on the canvas, which can be placed by dragging. So dots drag. I don't know why usually painting on this side of the canvas is just more heavy. Okay, so this is not what we want. And dots just constantly changing. So dots is not usual. What we need space creates first stroke a series of dots whose distance is determined by spacing setting. Probably space is the best one. Just looking at this is what it feels the more similar. So we will need to play with the setting. So the airbrush is probably not going to be useful because it keeps building, which is not what we are doing. So space is the best one so far. And sure, with a single dab of the brush, click and dragging will resize the dab diameter. So let's test that. Sure. Sure will be useful. And sure can be useful for pasting specific, but not like decal painting. I'm sure it's for decal painting. Line. Krita dragging. Let's define a line with screen space. This is just like spacing, but in a vertical way. Oops, I pressed button, shouldn't press. Curve. Minus, you see a curve, so it should be the same that line. But we need to create a new curve. So okay, we are going to go to spacing. And let's just test it. This is one option. The other option, if we cannot generate the randomness on hue, we are using the option 2. Just a string, spacing. Yeah, this seems better. Okay, so let's just keep it like that. Spacing distance on this code mode. Give the brush state constant. Okay, that's what we do. Dash radial. Radial samples in the cycle of the brush is enabled. Use it to create dashes, lines in texture, plane, or stitches. Okay, let's see. It was on one these things. Yeah, probably. Yeah, this looks something that closer to what we want. Either the position of each step. Just see which one is. And then we can use let's use view plane. Jitter. Let's have more spacing. Give it on 50. Like we jitter it more. Seems that brush is the way. Yeah. But to impulse samples though. Okay, let's have this one. Let's put it on like 4. Yeah, why not? I don't want to stabilize the stroke. Follows. Here's another setting. And cursor we are missing. We want probably linear. So that's how it looks on linear sphere. Cursor. Brush. Texture mask. Let me see what is texture mask. Right, texture mask, the brush strength is masked with the texture. So do I wanna activate texture mask and have it the same as the texture? Let's have it the same once here, right? Let's use rake, random, very the same. Here, keep it the same. This is for I'm gonna do something else here. Mask it out. I'm gonna go to this one, change back to normal extra. Extra. Change to black. Max strength, no alpha. Let's paint everything black. No for love. Then what we do is on shading, instead of using the alpha, we get that color ramp. We plug this into the alpha. So they should be the same, right? No, oh, let me pick up this guys. Then instead of doing that, what we do is we should paint. Then if I change back to this one and I paint not with black, but with this color, right? So we go to shading, we crush this way. We use this as a factor here. We should get this effect. Yeah, that seems better. Okay. I'm more happy with this. So let's go back to the draw one. Let's paint everything black. So everything is transparent at this point. Now we only need to find the color. How do we get the random blender brush? Color blender brush. Okay. Let's see the brush settings. So color picked. What if we use gradient? And then I have my brushes. Then I have my brushes, so I can have advanced color selector. So we have this, this. So let me pick one of these, like this, for example. Let's like the middle color. Now we select this color and we select this one, right? Then we can select a darker one, lighter color, like this one, for example. We select this one. I don't think that I copy this, right? Select that one. Then we can choose something like this one. Copy it and we add another point. We can have this gradient from dark to. Then we can use the super bright color. Here. Let me see, this is on the palette here. We should go red, purple, blue, right? This should be on this side of the scale. Lamp. We want this. This. Pressure. So if I do pressure, probably it's going to be according to home. If I pressure much, it's lighter. If I pressure too slow, it's... Which then, we wanted pressure to be... So we wanted with low pressure, it is light color. And we wanted more private if it's not. Probably I'm going to remove this blue. Um, oh, it's called here. Blender paint hue variation. Think this repeat. Hmm. I was hoping that by doing this, yeah, somehow we can just always move. Okay, let's go back to this one. It's black again. I think this is... Just let me see what is the difference. Like if we do this, to... I don't have it set up here on this version of Blender. We go here, preferences. It was on system, no. Navigation, input. This is a bit useful. Again, where do I was supposed to get that option? User preference files is valid. file is palette, viewports. It's on this one. File paths. Applications, image editor. Then we should go to here, files. Where is it? Krita. This one, right? So now we do this. So far looks like this, right? Then it creates this. What we can do is paint on this one. This creates better painting. Let's just do this. Like it is not the same. So we go do that and then we what we do is we save. Okay. And we do apply. Yeah, it's not the same. Just look the difference between this and this. It is just way better the way that we were doing. So considering that, let's just go to shading. We have this beautiful texture here. So we are going to replicate this effect on real later. So let's just paint this quickly. We can just do that. So what we can do also, like, is getting us this one, right? What we can do is this one. We can use a hue duration. Then I think that if I change this, we stand. Oh no, well, let's just continue with this. So texture painting, do this. What we're gonna do is draw everything black. Okay, this is black. We select the save textures, new. Draw base color. Choose more RGB. RGB, we don't need alpha. Now we select this one. So we are going to start using the painting pastel. And instead of these colors, select our colors of all. I'm gonna use this one. So let's just have two. Actually, it's gonna be this one. And then we see a bluish here. Ish. I don't know if this is the same, but yeah, so let's just have a more brighter color, more right here. So we should have this. So this is just going to be our base starting point, right? So we have our starting point like this. This time I'm not gonna bake it everything, so we can use that space coordinate as a space coordinate, so we have everything on the same. It changes on this one individually, right? But do I paint the bottom of the turtles? No. So the bottom should be going probably like this, right? So we spent a lot of time trying to replicate that, but it's not possible yet. Probably with you paint, but I don't understand you paint, so. So that's one. Now let's change this from instead of this, let's change it to greenish color. It should be around here-ish. Now we just paint. It's paint like two variations of this. Actually, with one should be enough, right? Let's paint this little of bluish color. Two. See if that works. So let's looking at this, we can see the purplish color looks better. We have this color, which I don't know how we're gonna be doing. Probably let's see what textures do we have. Texture. Really nice texture. We use also this one, right? You should go here. You have this texture. Right, that is the yeah, because now this thing tends to be drippy, so we also create this one. We want it to be on camera window. It also works. I want to scale this like want this to do a mixed shader. I want this to have a search mission shader. color ramp. Then we have a search mix shader. Let's go this option. Now that there is an Unreal now, click complete default surface or skin clear coat. Smooth color schemes over not color metal. One normal clear coat. An option to add a second normal map on the surface below the clear coat layer. Foliage, hair, lot, eye. Water material, thin translucent. Probably with this. If we just unplug the alpha. Here we go here. What if I change here? Where do I change the alpha here? Mm, multiply by 100. Hmm. Hmm. Haha. I wanted to have more control over the alpha. Probably if I use like a transparent shader, I use this one. Then we just do this too. We mix it. But it's probably just by the alpha how it works here, right? If we search here, alpha, line art, thickness, displacement, surface, no, viewport display, line art, la 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 la. If we change this, if we change this pawn here, we get the same result or not? Probably no. Oh, probably, yeah. Probably it does. If I plug this also into the volume. Probably it's gonna crash. I plug this principle into the volume. Because probably something with volume is what we can do to get like that spacey looking. But we don't actually use in a volume, but just like okay, so I think that this should be here. And using this is and the volume, of course, probably we need to do a less strength. Volume. Let's wait it to calculate. Okay, so now because now we probably can see stars in the mirrorless, which is something cool. Okay, so this is our shader on Blender. Hmm. Texture paint. So this one. That's not the pen of it. I'm noticing that also this one is part of the thing. So let me see. I think that I painted just the same color as the rest. I'm gonna paint it this way, and that's that. It's just like this, isolate them. I can go to cut mode, paint mode, tool, go down. Example, the eyes. Because now it looks this way. And now we need to get the eyes, for example. So what we could do is grab screen. Let's grab it. Okay, image. Quick edit. Sprite edit. It's going to open Krita. Right. Here we can have. We grab this. And we use this color. Then we painted this color here. Like one trick that I noticed is that you don't need to cover everything, just part of it. Probably I can just increase this and then that's going to be later. Now, I just noticed that I mess up because something that we need to do is just to create a new layer. Again, we create a new layer because we want to add that layer upon what we have. So we paint the eyes this way. We leave a little of room for error. Then we select this, for example, and this is more like this. So I'm gonna select this color. We do this, right? So we deselect this and we save it. Say yes. And we just apply, and it added that specific changes. You can see how it painted this way, right? So we should probably just start on, for example, the eyes. Yeah, isolate the eyes. We just see that we need to worry only about this side of the eyes. So just paint this side of the eyes. And I'm gonna focus a lot on it. Then we go back to the texture paint. And we select again the tool. can add this to quick favorites, so and we can just very quickly select quick edit. It opens this image. So now we select this color, for example. We select this bluish, and we paint the. And again, I make the mistake, so we create a new layer and we start painting this way. We paint this, right? And like what we could do is shrink the canvas, shrink the brush, sorry, start to paint like this without getting like super on the edge, so we can get better results. Now that we do that, we hide this, we save it, we select OK. And the reason for that is because if we save it with the background, it's going to be bad for us. So then we have this image. So now if we deselect this, we see that we have the problem here. So let's grab this. And then again, quick edit, we go to Blender, new image. Then we paint this. We paint this, we hide the background. We save, we say OK, and we hit apply. Now when we unhide everything, it should be everything okay for the eyes. So now let's go for the object, this one. Again, texture paint. Yeah, isolated, so it is better. So let's start with this. And the good thing is you think to know where your seams are. Like you should know where your seams are. We know that we have a seam here. So we need to paint over here so this part, this side, it is just perfectly smoothed. So again, we go, we select quick edit. That is not gonna work, but it's going to be useful a little bit. Let's go back to the purple brush. Paint, right? So I can have this painting, right? Again, save. I mess up, but that's another. Okay, so let's just do another one. Like I feel that this, I don't think that you can change the texture size once. No, but it seems to have a decent amount of color. So something that we can also do is go again to shading. Just focusing on this one. That's why we shouldn't have the emission going here, but only here apart. It's because we only use this for that. So probably we can use input output shader. Just use a diffuse shader. No, because that diffuse doesn't have alpha. Okay, so I turn this here, this to 0. When we look at this, it's looking this way, right? So now let's hide this. Use this one. Something that we can do that, let me watch this on the image. So we have this image, right? So this is their image. All right, so this is our image. We transfer it, it looks this way. This is our image right now, as it is, coming from the painting. So we can just invert it actually. So we have this painting. What we can do is just generate a bump node. Bump. This should be to the height. Yeah. So this, when we check the normals generated from this, it's generating this beautiful thing. So for now it's a little too strong. So probably let's have it this one. Okay, usually what I do is just change the distance like this, like 0.01, 1. Then we start deleting this dome like 0.2. So then we have these beautiful normals. Then we plug this into the normals, and if we see this shader only, let's unplug the alpha so you can see it more properly. Not that visible actually. Let me just plug this here without the this one. So you can see how it has a little of bumpness, but it's just so subtle that it's not that big of a deal. Now let's go back on this one. We put this here. We select this one. I think that now these are too inverted, so let's just put this on this. So black, like here, should give both. Is it right? I don't know. Let's remove the factor again and play with it. We have canvas texture. So if we have one, and it should be white, we are seeing the colors. We have 0, that is black, we get the thing, right? Color. Mm. Not what I wanted to see. Is this useful for testing? Yes. It's white, it should show. So this one should show the color version, right? At least that I am not smart enough. This should show the color version. We decide to see this view, review this node. Yeah. So these the white colors should show us. So this one, if we plug it here, and I visualize this, I should see the colors, but I'm not seeing. This one should give me the alpha here too. So this one, I should see this section transparent. Which is a little bit not working. Probably probably want this here down instead. I want it down this way. And I search a map node. And I use should be here. And it should be in the this should not be add, this should be subtract. We are gonna subtract the color. 1 minus that. So this should give us the inverse. And you should be separate X. You should use a separate color. Which is B. Let's use the third channel. We use the third channel. So we get this, okay. Now we want whites to stay. Instead of using this, we can have this, not subtract, but multiply. So multiply by 1, it stays. If we multiply by a lower than 1, it's decreasing. If we multiply by bigger than 1, it is brighter. Now we should use this factor here. So now should stay the same. Unless that we do a multiply. We want, before adding that mix, we need to see how the mix is just going to choose one of the other. We need something that blends both modes. For example, like if it's like this, it's showing too much of the other. If we use color, for example, let's put it on 0.8. The one that feels the better. Hue. Mm, green. Oh no. Overlay. Okay, no. It's just a divide. But show cables? No, probably not what we need. Yeah, it's not what we need. Value. Okay, no. So then we need to flip them. We need the color be on top and we apply the extra thing. So now here the best example that we can have is going to be probably a darker about multiply. Just multiply. Let's just have it on 0.2, for example. So if it's, so this is if it is not existing. So I need to grab, well, definitely not this. This, if we plug this, I expect to see the inverse of what we want. So this loads. You should get this with more stripes. Oh. Now we grab. Let me see the normals now. Space see all of that cell, all of this. Actually, let me see if I find bond. And we do something like bond. Displacement texture, it seems to be the way. Parallax occlusion mapping, that's something I because we can use this, but I only want to bake this here. So let's see how this looks. So this should be looking better. Yeah, like I want this inverted. What I need to do is grab this, then use extract. So we have here black, and we should have it inverted, right? Yeah, we have it inverted here. Let's clamp the value. Yes. I should I'm taking too much on this, but like we discover how to do textures, we need to see how. So that is the invert color. Does this work? In this case. We have white on here. We want this to be black. Yeah, of course it don't work. And minus that, so probably use the color ramp. I didn't like that, but we use this. Change these colors. It's not just full black. Something like this. Now this goes to the factor. We delete this. We back again on this. So we have the texture here, brushed like here. I actually use this as a pump height. Okay, let's do normal into normal. Then when I hit this, we should see exactly. Okay, let's look better. This should go directly to the alpha. Probably added a multiply node here. Search math node. Multiply. So we put it like 1.5. You should see more. Okay, that is just too straight. This is going to be more direct. So whatever is black, it should be transparent. So now, looking at this, we put this on the alpha. Now we get this. And make it more transparent. Like that. And when we mix it, it should look okay. I think this is the best way. Then I use this to the roughness. Back to this. And when we do this onto the surface, we wet this, and it's obviously a question of playing with this nodes. Something like this, and we can even like play it to move this way. It's animated. It looks amazing. Even so, we can just use thing like a sign. Not something like a sign. You crashing? You don't crash. So it's going into a cycle here. That's amazing. Yep, that is the shader that we were looking for. Let's finish this texture paint. Let's go and look for our canvas, this shell color. Just plug this directly to the exit so it appears on our this, and we can just go to texture painting, and there we have it. Probably that's too bright, so I'm gonna start painting this way. Let's just do this, quick edit, go to my Krita. Gonna mix between these two colors. And like that. Now we look or close all of this. Okay, now if we let go, I do it, it's just all circles because that's the theme of the thing. Let's start by painting circles. I'm gonna create probably two variations of the texture. If based on and edit on Krita when the texture is finally done. I'm gonna do this. Something that I wanna do. I want this green color. Probably brighter. So we can have a, let's paint a country here, right? Paint something like a little of what it will be all, not all country, but as a continent. Yeah, something like that. Just a lot of things that make sense of a continent. So we hide this, so we only paint this new texture. Save OK. I am noticing that I have been probably of this. I don't know if I need this. Oops. But I'm gonna keep them just for now. Okay, so that is that. Now let's start painting around this. Like I'm noticing that the texture is just too low res. So I'm gonna delete all of this. Because it's super low res. So I'm gonna add discard this image. I'm gonna select a new one. Let's use 2K texture. 32-bit image. Shading. I think that I put it a name. Why? The color. Reading. UV editing, no texture painting. We just do this as a reference of where to start. It's not the best thing. Then we have this as a base. Now we it's called no, texture painting. Like, wait, where's my edit? Get a new one. Actually, we will not create this. You start from the top. Okay. We get it. That's the thing. I'm gonna change it to a more purplish color, like this. Let's again start with the big brush strokes. Put in a new canvas, a new layer. We paint this way. Something like this. Then I'm gonna change to it is here, so probably this colorish, this greenish, and we paint something that resembles like a continent without the necessity of being like a real continent. We just wanna have the idea of there is something here, here-ish, something like that. We don't save the Krita file. We go back here and we apply. Now let's do the same on the opposite side. Get it. This is the bottom side. What am I seeing here is like this is bluish. I probably we should do the same color that here, right? But probably more darker. Then we do this and we just paint it this way in this direction because that's what the shell of a turtle goes, the direction. They have these big stripes down here. That should be. We hide this. Save. We don't save the Krita file. We go to Blender and we apply that. We get this. Now what we do is we get we start painting these sides. We get it. And now we notice that this is to here, so we should move it here. Like that. Now we go and select, for example, this color. We paint it following the rotation of the. Oops, that's too big. I did the same error that I always do. It's a new layer and we painted this way. So then we have here big brush strokes, then we have the smaller brush strokes on this side. Like that. So we hide this, save this, and apply. I don't like that, so let's grab this color and paint again. That with the same color that we have it there. And again, we just do the same, we save, we okay. So because it rewrites over that, we hit apply and it's going to do this. Now we see this problem here, blending. So what we do is we edit, we grab this, we paint over it. Currently I am out of time. So we grab it and we paint it over it. Like that. This should fix it. Hide it, we save it, we apply. You see, it's blended now. So now it's a question of to keep doing this. Going here, back to here. What is my shortcut for this thing? There is no shortcut, that's why. Always we need to keep in mind like the perspective that we're using. So let me go back to this, grab this color, paint again this side so it's not totally loose, right? We can even paint more continents here, like an Africa state, probably a small island here. Can just this. I don't know why I say Africa state is a continent. Just like that. So now this part we need to focus on. Yeah, we only paint this small section. So new layer, paint only this small section because painting the continent. That's because we only need to focus on a small side of the whole thing that we are doing. That, so we hide it. I mean, I can show you what happens if I don't hide it. I hit save, okay? And if I hit apply, you can see how it changed the color here, like it darkened. So if I hide it, and I save it, I hit apply, the colors are okay. That's why you should do it without that stuff in mind. Let's enough with that specific element. No, that's NVIDIA. Can I? There a new file? Indeed. Here toolbars. It should be here. Keyboard shortcuts like new layer from visible. There's no any new layer. Probably the best way is to just Ctrl J to print to delete the content of the layer. And I paint also here a big blob of earth. Like this, save it, apply. We're almost done. Like this. And probably, yeah, that was better way to have a duplicate the previous layer and delete this content. Is the best way of having a good blending. Like this, save, okay, fly. Like this. We follow the curvature that we already have there in the reference. What I'm gonna do is just do this one just to paint it a little bit more like that. So it is added that. Okay. Apply. Nice. We have that. Now we need to mix it with the bottom layer. Probably like this, we get it. And we're probably going to have some problems, but I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use I wanna see. Okay, yeah, have it there with this brush. Like separation of the shell and like the not shell side. Like the shell is only this section. And then up there over here I should have this color. I'm gonna do this. Then switch to this one. This one we have that. Hopefully this. We hit apply. Perfect. It worked. Now we do the same here. We put this here. And the colors here for this. We go to this previous one. We paint on this one like this. Then we start to paint everything else. And then this, not this one. We hide it. We save it. Okay. We apply. Let's fix this area. One and this. This. Okay. That is way better. Apply. Now what we should do is just because for the sake of this body color save. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go finish this. Epic Games. Save this Epic Games. Let's launch Unreal. With Unreal. Can I launch Unreal? Yeah. With Unreal open, what we do is we wait for it loads. I've opened the project directly. Oh, it opens quicker. Let's go to shading here. Sec. Because we are going to replicate this shader on Unreal. Guys, open this. No spoilers. I messed up. That was not what I wanted. Library. Let's see. Some skull. This is for that thing. Not what I was opening. Opening here. It opens. So we have our turtle here. Let's do a new texture. Let me see this one. Excuse new. For this, and let's use material. Material. Pasta. What we're gonna do is let's use this. It's the skeleton mesh that I should open. This one I should assign this object. This one. We open this one. What we want is to, first of all, it needs to recreate this. So for that, we should need I'm gonna move this. We have this. This time, let's just keep it like this for now. I'm change it that later. Because this should be a master material actually. So let's just do it properly from there. Material, there. Materials. And we go to turtle, then select these two. Their materials, move here. Even when we use this as a base color, what we have to do is, first of all, let's see if I can hue shift. I don't know how to preview properly. Yeah, once. What am I doing that? Just not focus on that special aspect, just on the general. Look at this. What? Now we need to need to mix these two based on this. If I grab, for example, enable real-time preview. I don't know. Let's just do it for some reason. We need to grab this one. We need to change it to our base coordinates. Like not like that. Okay. Just leave it as it is. What we need to do is to use somehow the value of this. Value is B. RGB to edge is B. And we need to separate. If I do the, oh wait, not that one. I saw this one. I don't know what happened to the preview here. We can just use the, let's just use the blue channel. It's probably the one. There you go. Okay, blue channel. We don't have alpha. HSV. If we plug this here, we get something clear. Plug this here. Let's see which one it should be better. I mean, we can export that mask all the time anyway. Let's use the blue mask. Just use multiply. So we get this by, let's say, 2. This should be whiter. Let's use 1 minus this. So we should invert this. First we invert it. Eight, for example. So we have that idea. Then we want to have a lerp node between this. This is my alpha. Yep, like that. So we need to fix the scale of this. So that section should be like this. Now here we can create normal. Create normal. This works. No, that doesn't. Because we cannot block this here. Which should be something like this, and then we should have a noise. We should use this as our opacity mask that we use mask it. This should be our opacity mask. I have this clear coat of this. This goes here. This here. Put it on a bigger roughness. Put it on a 5. Let's put it on 1. No. Use a lerp. Let's use two colors. One should be yellow, the other should be black. We put this here, we put this here. Then if we see this here, doing this way, let's remove this because it's doing something. Remove the opacity too. Hmm. Not working this way. Let's reset everything. For some reason it's not working. Um, if I, what if I, instead of that, I use this one? Default. I don't know what is happening. I think that I need to focus on how to do this. Because it's doing something weird. Like it just basically just stop showing my. I think this is just a question of me experimenting with Unreal. Getting a good. It's like even this base texture not applying anymore. I don't know what I did wrong. This should be giving me that, but it's not happening. Yeah, it's probably a question of me just opening and doing what to do. Let me open this because this is just basically what I have so far. Like this. Just do a quick render. Yeah, this just saves us a PNG, doesn't save us. I think this is the proper for settings. Yeah, let's just leave it like this. Have they so far? Probably I'm thinking too much on the textures, but they are not. See it. Need to add something here. Probably just darken it to post. I'm gonna change my sky mesh. I think that this just think I can just do this. Change like the atmosphere and the pretty overall. Like this. Is this to more yellowish color? Yeah, but that's for later. Just leave it like this. Also leave this. Actually, yeah. So it's going to be a question of me changing this. See how to get this shader working from Blender and from Blender to Unreal because I like this. And I like how it looks by default on Unreal. Here, CCB, and just not. You just need to get this galaxy effect on Unreal. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it here. So the trick to get gold textures on Blender is just basically by doing the same process as you will do it. Just using whatever you like, the textures that you get. Blender so far no good. But it is okay, it is okay.